Are you confused about nil slices, non-nil slices, and empty slices in Go? You're not alone. Many newcomers to Go programming find themselves puzzled by these concepts. Today, we're going to clarify these differences and help you understand slices better. I totally get it. When you're just starting out with Go, it can feel overwhelming to grasp the nuances of slices. It's a common hurdle for many programmers, and you're definitely not the only one facing this confusion. Let's dive into the specific question at hand. One user asked, are nil slices and empty slices the same thing? If not, what's the difference? And how can I check if a slice is empty? These are great questions, and they set the stage for our discussion. To understand this, we need to break down what nil slices, non-nil slices, and empty slices actually are. A nil slice has no underlying array, which means its length and capacity are both zero. A non-nil slice can also have a length of 0, but it points to an underlying array. And an empty slice is simply a slice that has been initialized but contains no elements. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these concepts, but also learn how to test if a slice is empty. Plus, I have a handy tip that will make working with slices easier. Let's start by clarifying the difference between nil slices and empty slices. A nil slice is a slice that has no underlying array. This means its length and capacity are both 0 and it points to nothing. On the other hand, an empty slice is a slice that has been initialized but contains no elements. It still has an underlying array, but that array has a length of 0. To check if a slice is nil, the user can simply compare it to nil. If the slice is nil, it will evaluate to true when compared to nil. To determine if a slice is empty, the user can check its length. If the length is 0, then the slice is empty, regardless of whether it is nil or not. Finally, in non-nil slices where both length and capacity are 0, the pointer still holds a reference to an underlying array, but that array has not been allocated any space for elements. Fun fact, in Go, slices are a powerful feature that allows for dynamic arrays. They can grow and shrink as needed, making them incredibly useful for managing collections of data. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. This user clarifies that a nil slice in Go is one that has no underlying array, meaning its pointer is nil. You can check this with a simple comparison. An empty slice, however, is defined by its length being 0, regardless of its capacity. Both nil and non-nil slices can be considered empty if their length is 0. The user also points out that while nil and non-nil slices are technically different, this distinction usually doesn't matter in practice. You can append to a nil slice and it behaves like an empty slice. Lastly, the value of the pointer in non-nil slices with 0 length and capacity is an implementation detail that doesn't affect how you write Go code. Let's take a look at another answer from another user. The user clarifies the differences between nil slices and non-nil empty slices in Go. They provide examples. A nil slice is declared as var s1 int, while a non-nil empty slice can be created using s2 = int or s3 make int 0. They also warn that when dealing with JSON, a nil slice encodes to null, which can cause issues in JavaScript clients that don't handle null correctly. Here's a quick tip. Always initialize your slices to avoid confusion. This way, you can easily differentiate between nil and empty slices, making your code cleaner and easier to understand. And there you have it. You now understand the differences between nil slices, non-nil slices, and empty slices in Go. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more programming tips and tricks. Keep coding, and remember, every expert was once a beginner.